Good morning, students. Welcome back to my 27th lecture of your subject course CPC 505 of Environment Engineering 2. We are in the chapter of topic of wastewater treatment. Now, theoretical portions already we have covered. Lastly, we discussed elaborately on the biological treatment of wastewater. Now, I am going to solve some numerical example which will be coming in your exam. And not only that, the design of the wastewater treatment, so that wastewater treatment problems, if you go through, then you will understand, you will have an experience on how to design the reactor, that is the biological system. So let us discuss about the problems, that numerical problems related with the design of the wastewater treatment system. So you will have an idea whatever we have discussed so far, last few days, last few lectures. Then will be clarify yourself while going through these numerical sums. So that is the objective that we will discuss today, the numerical sums. Now, first problem. This problem refers to the book Punmia, very famous book of wastewater treatment. So I am showing you, this is already in the textbook of BC Punmia. I have taken this problem from there. Now, this is a problem related with the ASP, that is the activated sludge process. So the operating data in a treatment plant, where the activated sludge treatment plant is there, some operating data is given, like wastewater flow is given 50,000 meter cube per day. Fine. Then it is given volume of aeration tank also it is given. Influent BOD, that means the organic matter which is called influent wastewater organic matter, it is given. And effluent, that means the after treatment when the water comes out from the SST, secondary sedimentation tank, then that effluent BOD also used. Now, mixed liquor suspended solid, that is the biomass MLSS standard practice, it is given in 3000 milligram per liter we are maintaining in ASP. Effluent suspended solid, 40 milligram per liter. Waste sludge suspended solid, that is 12,000 milligram per liter. Quantity of waste sludge also it is given. Now, which we have to determine? We have to determine the aeration period. Aeration period means detention period. So the duration of the treatment, that means the, I mean to say the treatment duration, so long as the water contains in the detains in the aeration tank detains the water, that duration. So aeration period means the detention time you have to find out. Then food to microorganism, that means F by M. So food means the organic matter which is the food to the organism, that is, you know, several times I have described, that is the BOD, that is the pollutant, that is the organic matter. So food to organism means BOD per day per kg MLSS. What is M? M is biomass, that is MLSS, mixed liquor suspended solid. Fine. Percentage efficiency of BOD removal, that means the BOD inflow minus BOD outflow, that is the removal of BOD divided by the initial BOD, that is the percentage BOD removal that we will get. And last, the sludge age. This sludge age is nothing but the theta c, that is the solid detention time. Sometimes it is called the mean cell residence time also. So these three are the synonymous. Theta c, abbreviated as theta c, that is the solid detention time SRT, or you can say the mean cell residence time, or you can say the sludge age. All three are the synonymous. Okay, fine. Now let us solve the problem. Now we know the detention period, that means the aeration period is nothing but the detention period, detention time. This is nothing but the HRT, hydraulic detention time. So whatever we call the hydraulic detention time, that is the hydraulic detention time, simply the detention time of the basin, simply the aeration period. Now what is that? We have already learned that HRT of the tank is V by Q. That is the volume of the tank divided by the discharge. So volume means cubic meter, discharge means cubic meter per time. So if you divide volume divided by discharge, what you will get? You will get the time, and that is the detention time. That means how much time is required to detain the tank. So total volume divided by the flow will give you the detention time. Now, here the volume is given in the question 15,500 meter cube. That value is given 15,500 meter cube is the volume of the aerosol tank. And what is the Q? Q is also given 50,000 meter cube per day. So if I divide 15,500 meter cube by 50,000 meter cube per day, what I will get? I will get the answer in day. But if I want to convert this in hour, then I have to multiply by 24. So V by Q into 24 will give you the detention time vis-a-vis I can say the hydraulic detention time HRT vis-a-vis I can say the aeration time of the reactor, that is 7.4 hours. That answer has come. So one answer you have already found, that is the HRT detention time or aeration time. Now F by M ratio that you have to calculate because F by M ratio we have seen a very vital parameter where we can found the how the system will work. That means whether it is a low, medium, high. So accordingly the treatment you have to decide. What is the F by M ratio? Now the food F by M ratio is to be expressed in terms of let us discuss the what is the F. F is the total food. Now this total food means BOD is given, initial BOD is given 200 gram per meter cube, isn't it? So if you see the 200 milligram per liter, 200 milligram per liter means 200 gram per meter cube because milligram 10 to the power minus 3 gram. Similarly, liter 10 to the power minus 3 is meter cube. So whatever you say the milligram per liter, it is same as gram per meter cube. So 200 milligram per liter and 200 gram per meter cube are same. So influent BOD 200 gram per meter cube. Now what is the meter cube? This BOD will contain in where? It will contain in wastewater. So we have to multiply 200 into the volume of the water. That is 50,000. So if we multiply 50,000, into 200, what we will get? We will get the gram. And further, if you divide by 10 to the power 3, then it will give 10 to the power 3 kg per day. So food, that is the organic matter, that is the substrate, SUBSTRAT, we conventionally call it substrate, that is 10,000 cubic meter, 10,000 kg per day. Now, what is M biomass? Biomass is, it is given that 15,500, it is given that biomass concentration is 3,000 milligram per liter. That means, just now I have said you that milligram per liter means gram per meter cube, the same unit. So 3000 gram per meter cube is the biomass. Now what is the meter cube? It will be multiplied biomass contains in the tank. So the concentration of the biomass has to be multiplied with the volume of the tank, which is given 15,500. So 15,500 into the 3000 divided by 1000 means we have to convert in the kg. So biomass has been found out 46,500 kg. So ultimately what we have given, what you have to find out F by M. Now food you have calculated organic matter 10,000 kg per day, biomass 46,500. So simply 10,000 divided by 46,500, you will get 0.215 kg BOD per kg of MLSS. I mean to say 0.215 kg BOD per day, kg or per kg of MLSS. But don't forget to write per day, because if you wrongly put the unit, then the number will be deducted in spite your numerical answer is right. So take care of the unit portion. Why per day? Because the flow is per day. So automatically the numerator, that kg per day, and the denominator is per meter cube MLSS. So per kg MLSS. So kg BOD per day by kg of MLSS. This will be the answer unit of F by M ratio. So again I am telling F by M ratio what has been found in calculation, that is 0.215 kg BOD per day by kg of MLSS. That will be the correct answer. Actually, it must be noted that I have also if you remember, mentioned in the lecture note, my theoretical lecture classes, that F by M ratio should be expressed in terms of MLBSS. In this example, MLBSS has to be taken because the suspended mixed liquor suspended solid, that 80% generally taken 0.8 into 3000, so 2500. So taking the ratio MLBSS. So, but since the difference is small, so we can ignore. But that you can note. You can make a note, no problem. Or you can do the work on the basis, instead of 3000, you can take that 2000, because considering the MLBSS. Because 80% is considered MLBSS, so that's why that difference can be ignored. So if you go for MLBSS, definitely the F by M ratio will be increased, because M will be decreased. So instead of 0.215, it will be going to 0.269. So the F by M ratio will be increased if you consider the MLBSS. Fine. Now, percentage efficiency of BOD. Initial BOD it was 200, and effluent BOD is 25. That means 175 already removed. And when you are going to find out the efficiency, that means 170 are removed on what? One initial value 200. So the efficiency is 175 by 200 equal to 87.5%. That will be the percentage efficiency of BOD removal. Now sludges, very important, most important, rather I would say, the parameter in the activated sludge process or biological treatment of wastewater. Sludge sludge, this formula you have to keep in memory. Very complicated and very important. You have to keep in memory, because in exam these questions, I am telling you, my dear students, it will definitely come, and every year comes the sludges, either in form of sludges or in solid retention time or in mean cell residence time, theta c, whatever you say. Now these sludges can be expressed in terms of suspended solid, in terms of suspended, rather than in terms of volatile suspended solid. So what will be the but here you have to take MLSS, not MLBSS. So what will be the expression? The expression is V, that is the volume of the reactant. Obviously, volume of the, because when you are talking for the total biomass, na, so you have to take of the MLSS 3000 milligram per liter or gram per meter cube into 15,500, since it is the tank volume. If you see, the tank volume is 15,500 cubic meter, isn't it? So the numerator portion is the total biomass. What is that? Now that is the Vx, that is 15,500 into 3,000. So total biomass is this, divided by, in denominator portion, what are the wasted out. So from the tank, what are the goes out? That biomass you have to wasted out. So then what we are going to find out? We are find out the duration in which the sludge will retain. That is the sludge retention time. Solid retention time. The solid will retain. It will be calculated based on the total mass of the total biomass, that is 15,500 into 3,000, divided by the wastage, biomass wastage. How can you calculate? Now 250 into 2000. First I will take 250 into 12,000, that is QW into XR, because QW I know it is the wastage. It is given in the question. Waste sludge suspended solid, the concentration is 12,000 and the quantity of waste sludge is 2,250 meter cube per day. So what is the quantity of sludge is wasted? So 12,000 gram per meter cube into meter cube is 250. So if you multiply 12,000 into 250, so this is one wasted portion you can calculate. Now again, the recirculation portion has to be calculated, which will be recycled back. So that portion is not leaving out. So that portion is Q minus QW is the recirculated. So what is that? The Q minus 50,000 flow is incoming and 250 is wasted. So balance is recirculated into XC. What is XC? XC is the concentration of the biomass of the effluent suspended. This portion is effluent, that means that is going out. So effluent, for effluent flow I have calculated effluent flow in the denominator I calculated Q minus BUW, and corresponding concentration of the biomass is 40. So numerator is total biomass, denominator is wasted out. So if you divide total biomass by wasted out, then we will get in 9.32 days the sludge age. Vis-a-vis, you can call it is a sludge retention time, or sludge solid retention time SRT, or mean cell residence time. Now next question. This is a very important question which we have discussed every year in semester. This question from yes, that is the activated sludge process. The problem definitely is coming, will be coming, and every year it comes. Very important question I have discussed. Now, second problem is the completely mixed activated sludge process. That theory also has been taught to you. Now let us discuss some numerical problem. It is a continuous flow completely mixed reactor, that is the activated sludge process. I am going to tell will an effluent purified 20 milligram per liter, suspended solids of 23 milligram per liter in the influent. Following primary clarification is ATO 200 milligram per liter. The waste flow is 0.2 meter cube per second. Yield coefficient, that is Y, is 0.65. What is the Y? What is the significance? Just now my previous lecture, that is my 26th lecture, I have described, because the every biomass is not the biomass, the substrate, that is the food, is utilized completely, but a portion of the substrate is converted into the biomass. The whole substrate is not converted into the biomass. So that percentage is Y equal to 0.65. So it is always less than generally 1. So Y equal to 0.65. KD is the decay coefficient is 0.05. Theta C solid retention time is given is 10 days. MLBSS is 3000 meter cube per milligram per liter. Return sludge concentration is 15,000 milligram per liter. A suspended solid and MLBSS ratio we have to maintain. Fine. Now we have to design the process. So design means you have to find out the different parameters that I am showing you. First, determination of concentration of soluble BOD5 in the effluent. Now, effluent BOD, what is the effluent BOD? It is given in the question. Now, BOD5 in effluent solid is BOD5 in effluent solid. It is given, I mean to say, design a continuous yield and 20, suspended solid is 23. Then okay, fine, let us assume that the concentration of soluble BOD5 in the effluent solid is 0.63 into 23. Why 23? Because the suspended solid is 23 milligram per liter, it is given. Suspended solid is 23 milligram per liter, it is given. Fine. Now, suspended solid is 23 milligram per liter, it is given in the question. Now, effluent BOD is given as effluent BOD. What is effluent BOD? That is given is 20. And what is the effluent solids? Now, 63% of suspended solids we have considered as a effluent solid. So that assumption you can do at initial level. In the design, anything you can assume first. So let us consider the I mean to say the if suspended solid it is given in the question 23, then the influent total solid is soluble portion of the solid is 0.63 into 23, that is 14.5 milligram per liter. So 14.5 milligram per liter. Okay. Now what is the S? S means effluent BOD5 minus 0.63 SS. So concentration of soluble BOD5 in the effluent BOD, first we have considered 0.60 times suspended solid. So soluble BOD5 is 14.5 milligram per liter. Then effluent BOD5 minus concentration of soluble BOD5, that is 20 minus 14.5, that is the S. Now S0 equal to L0 is initial BOD5 is 200 milligram per liter. Now, what is the efficiency then? Now, efficiency is initial BOD is 200 milligram per liter. Final BOD is after treatment, effluent BOD is 5.5 milligram per liter. And what is the efficiency? 200 minus 5.5, this amount of BOD5 already removed, divided by the initial BOD 200, equal to 97.25. So this is a special problem, something of different problem I am highlighting, where the effluent BOD 5.5 we have to calculate. And how we have calculate? We have calculate the effluent soluble BOD, because 20 minus 14.5, this portion I have calculated considering that the concentration of soluble BOD5 in the effluent is 0.63 times of SS. Okay, so ultimately we have calculated the BOD5 of the effluent BOD, and we have calculated the efficiency 97%. Now, what is the overall plant efficiency? Overall plant efficiency based on the soluble BOD. So we have calculated the soluble BOD. Now, in total BOD, because in overall respect of plant efficiency, then the value which is given in the question, that is total effluent BOD 20 you have to take, and there the efficiency is 90%. So in case if we consider the soluble BOD, then obviously the efficiency will be more, rather than considering the overall plant efficiency, considering the effluent BOD. Now computation of the reactor volume. Now flow is given as 0.2 meter cube per second. So it can be converted meter cube per day. Unit conversion you know, so you can convert in this meter cube per day. Now the formula is xv equal to yq theta c into s0 minus s divided by 1 plus kd theta c. The kinetic for this expression we are already showed you in the previous note. From the kinematic equations, this expression has been achieved. Now, what is y? Y is given the yield coefficient 0.65. Y is given yield coefficient 0.65. Now, what is Q? Q is 17.28 into 10 to the 6. Now, what is theta c? Theta c is given 10 days. It is given in the question. I hope so. Theta c equal to 10 days. Let me check. Yes, theta c equal to 10 days. It is given. So in the expression, that yes, fine. Theta c, then S0 minus S. S0 is initial soluble BOD 200 and 5.5 soluble BOD we have calculated 5.5. 1 plus KD. Endogenous decay coefficient is 0.05. It is given theta c. So what we will get? We will get x into V. So x into V will get from that x is given in your question, that is 3000 milligram per liter. So we will get the V. So if you divide by 3000, then you will get the V, and which is 4800 meter 55 meter cube is the volume of the tank. So when you are asked to design the tank, that means you have to find out the volume of the tank, and that volume you have calculated 4855, that is one part. Now second, computation of sludge to be wasted. Very important. The rate of sludge, that is the biological solids production, is obtained by equation that sludge dx dt, that means equal to xv by theta c. So what is rate of sludge production is obtained by the equation dx dt equal to xv by theta c. Now the xv by theta c is 10, and what is xv? Xv is 14.564 into 10 to the power 9. How it has been found out? 14.564 into 10 to the power 9. I think it has been xv. So this is the thing that 14.564 into 10 to the power 9 from the above expression. Yes, we have already found out. We have already found out uh, xb, and then only we can find out the v by dividing the x. So it has already been calculated xb in earlier expression 14.564 into 10 to the power 9. So from here numerator you can put 14.564 into 10 to the power 9 divided by theta c. So dxdt will get 1.4456 into 10 to the power 9 milligram per day. That means 1456 kg per day, which is nothing but the rate of sludge production. Now, the above value of microbar mass production represents volatile solids production in the tank. Hence, the suspended solid production will be just simply divided by 0.8 because it is MLBSS. So, what will be the BSS? What will be the suspended solid? It will be BSS by the 0.8. So, definitely it will be much more than this. So, if it is 1456 is volatile, then the suspended will be 1820 kg per day. Now, the underflow solid concentration is 15,000 kg per milliliter per liter. That is the suspended solid. Now, what will be the QW then? QW is nothing but the 15,000 that suspended solid, that is the sludge, that is 1820 into 10 to the power 6 the milligram per day divided by the underflow solid concentration in milligram per liter. Then you will get the flow is 121.3 into 10 to the power 3 liter per day, or we can say 121.3 meter cube per day. This answer could be found out in another alternative way, and that formula is QW. You can consider Vx by theta c XR. What is XR? XR is the 15,000 milligram per liter. That means 15,000 milliliter per liter SS into 0.8. So you are converting in VSS. Then 14.564 into 10 to the power 9. That Vx you know divided by theta c into XR 12,000. You have taken the 80% as VSS. So QW we can find out 121.4. I think second option which I have tell you, that is much more easier than the earlier one. Then the determination of the recirculation flow, that is the activated sludge is returned from the sediment basin to the aeration tank. It will be recirculated. The activated circulation will be recirculated back to maintain the sludge in the aeration tank, that is known. And that recirculation flow ratio QR we are going to find out. So basic equation, you know the Q plus QR into X equal to QR into X from the mass equilibrium equation in the diagram we have shown, from where the QR equal to QX by XR minus X. Now what is Q? Q is total inflow, that is 0.2 into 60 into 60 into 24. Why 0.2? Let me check. In the question it is given 0.2. Waste flow, the waste flow is 0.2 meter cube per second. So that means QE will be 0.2 per second. That means per day it will be 0.2 into 60 into 60 into 24. Now what is X? X is aerated VSS concentration, that is 3000 milligram per liter. What is XR? Return VSS concentration, that is we have calculated 15,000 into 0.8 and 12,000. So we can find out Qx from the expression XR minus X simply by putting the value of XR, X and Q. You will get the value of the QR, that is the recirculate flow. And R, the recirculation ratio, is nothing but QR by Q is found out as 0.333. Now the hydraulic retention time is simply by the formula. Hydraulic retention time and hydraulic retention time are the same, which is nothing, which is simply by the formula is V by Q. So that is volume by discharge volume 4855 already we have calculated. Q 17,280 we have found out. So theta in terms of day will be found out. Now, oxygen requirement, that is also an important phenomena, because that oxygen requirement also a part of the parameter which you have to find out in the design of the accurate sludge process. So this is the expression 1.47 Q S0 minus S minus 1.42 px. So Q, you know what is the Q value, S0 minus S, you know S0 is 200, S we have already found out in the beginning 5.5. So knowing that px, what is px? Px is the Vx by theta c. So oxygen demand in kg per day, ultimately it will be found out as 2867 kg per day. Now the second, the next settlement basin, that is the secondary treatment, that volume we are going to find out SST. That is the theoretical Q air equal to computation of volume of O. I am going to find out the volume of air also. How much volume? Because you have found out in kg per day. So what will be the volume of air? This is oxygen. I have found out kg per day. So oxygen divided by 0.32 into 1.2, that oxygen demand, that is the formula. So corresponding, if we know the oxygen in amount, then we can find out the air volume also from that expression, and that air volume has been found out 10,313. So oxygen transfer efficiency of porous tube, let us consider the some efficiency factor you have to consider, and finally the design required air requirement has to be found out. Lastly, last two parameters I am going to check, that is the F by M ratio and the volumetric loading, before finishing the design. So what is F by M? F by M is nothing but S0 by theta x. S0 is given, theta is given, x is given, so F by M will be given, will be calculated. Similarly, from volumetric loading rate, that is the total BOD divided by the volume of the tank. So that will be found out. So Q into L0 is the total BOD divided by the volume of the tank, that is 4855. What is Q? 17.28 into 10 to the power we have found out. What is L0? 200. So V is 4855. So total BOD is the numerator. Denominator is the volume of the tank. So we can find out the volumetric loading. Also, these two things is very important: F by M ratio and the volumetric loading before finishing the design. So you have to check that the volumetric loading should be less than 0.8 to 2 kg BOD5 per meter cube in completely mixed process. Last problem today I will discuss in my lecture 27. That is the again another problem of the accuracy plant I am going to deliver. This is my last problem in this lecture related with the conventional accuracy process. Here population is told, per capita sewage distribution told, then settled sewage given, effluent BOE5. So how to proceed for solving this problem? Fine. Average flow you have to find out, because you know the per capita contribution, and once you multiply per capita contribution into population, then the average flow you can find out, and that has been found out 19,200 meter cube per day. Fine. Now efficiency standard, the initial BOD minus final BOD, that is 200 minus 15 divided by 200, that is the 92.5% efficiency. What is the F by M ratio? F is the Q into L0, that is the total BOD. M is the V by 1000 into XT. So what is V by V means volume of the tank, that I would say. XT is the biomass concentration. So F by M ratio is given in the question, that is 0.2. It is not given in the question. Let us assume that it is 0.2. Fine. Let us assume that F by M is 0.2. Q is given in the question. What is 19.2? We have calculated 19.2. Okay, fine. L0 BOD is given in the question. V you have to find out, because you are designing the toy. XT is given 3000, so V can be calculated 6400 meter cube. It is the volume of the reactor. You can say volume of the aerosol tank, that has been found out. Now, what is the HRT? HRT is nothing but the V by Q. So V we know 6400, discharge you also know. So HRT can be found out. Now again, volumetric loading can be found out PL0 by V. So Q known, L0 known, V known. So ultimately volumetric loading you have to check whether it is 0.3 to 0.7 lie or not. That is definitely it is 0.6 is between 0.3 to 0.7, so it is fine. Return sludge ratio, that is QR by Q, that is sludge recirculation ratio, very very important. XT divided by 10 to 6 the SBI minus XT. So XT 80,000 is given in the question, and sludge volume index is given in the question 100. So the formula putting the value 0.429 is the recirculation ratio. So, in continuation of this problem, another 2-3 parameters we have to find out before finishing this design. So, what we have found out that recirculation ratio has been found out. So, tank dimension, you already found out the volume. So, let us adopt the depth is 3 meter. Let us adopt the depth of 3 meter and width is 4.5 meter. So ultimately, length of the tank will be obtained as 6400. If you know the volume, So divided by the depth and the width, you get the 474 meter length of the tank. So it is a continuous channel with 6 buffers, so as to get 7 sections. Length of each section is 68 meter to give the total length 68 into 7 into 476, because you can provide the more length, not less than that. So ultimately 68 meter into 7, you complete 2 meter more than the 474, but you cannot select less than 474. The total figure has to be greater than equal to 474, and that is there. 476 meter is the length. Finally it has come. Width we have assumed 4.5 meter and depth 3 meter standard practice. Let the thickness of each baffle be 0.25 meter. So total width of the tank is 7 into 4.5, 7 into 4.5 plus 6 into 0.25, that is 33 meter. Total width of the tank, and provide a freeboard 0.5 meter, then the size will be ultimately 68 meter by 33 meter by 3.5 meter, because last we have added the freeboard with the depth of tank. Now horizontal velocity, just to check whether it is okay or not. So within this circulation ratio Q plus QR, if we putting the value, horizontal velocity has been found out 1.41 meter per minute. So it is okay, and air requirement also has been found out 250 meter cube per minute. So choose standard diffuser rates of 0.3 meter by 40 meter by 25 millimeter, passing 1.2 meter cube of air per minute square with 0.3 millimeter pores. That means number of plates required is 2315. So let us accept the 2320 numbers of plates. So I think these are the enough for your BTech level. Another thing you don't have to check, so up to this level, the design procedure I have taught you. So whatever the questions in semester come, I have deliberately described you, because these activities are trickling filter problem. So many problems we have solved earlier regarding the trickling filter, because the active starch process is a traditional biological treatment process of suspended growth. And the one problem generally every year comes, and that is such an important subject that I have taught you very carefully, including the numerical sum. And this type of typical problem will be very likely to come. So I will upload these questions, these numericals in the Google Classroom, and definitely will be meeting in the live classroom for interaction, for further clarification one-to-one if needed for your any queries. The clarification can be done in the live class. So students, thank you very much. I will call it a day. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.